Michigan, Southern Michigan, the Irish Hills, Detroit's summer playground, and here, this beautiful 2-mile speedway just south of Brooklyn, where they go really, really fast. It's pole qualifying for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. Welcome to Michigan. Drivers are at the ready. NASCAR has hurried up qualifying. It'll start in just a couple of minutes due to the threat of what was going to be a big rainstorm that has blown over us and now dissipated. Now, Darrell, I know you've got a need for speed. We saw 217 miles an hour into turn one in practice. Yeah. What are we going to see now?
Well, you know, I heard guys were saying we're going to go to Michigan or at 215, 217, and of course, no way. Yes way. They're actually doing it, and they're making it. I mean, you know, we're seeing speeds around 180 mile an hour through the middle of the corner here. So bad, fast, and guess what? Now they're going to step it up a notch to qualify, so this is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, this is the ultimate test of engineering, horsepower, and driver ability. That spoiler is only about this tall as they go 217 or maybe more into these corners for qualifying. Hold on tight. It's going to be fun.
So as Darrell says, way, party on, Garth. Matt Yoakum.
A guy who knows all about speed, especially here at MIS. I mean, just ludicrous speed, like you've said so many times, into turn one. What can we expect with qualifying round around today?
We're hoping for consistency on our side, where you feel the new tire that Goodyear brought, and it doesn't change too much of the balance as far as tightness or looseness between the runs. So with this cloud cover, the speeds are going to be up a little bit higher, and we've adjusted for that, and we'll just have to see how it goes. We want a nice, smooth 3 rounds. Because the speeds are so high, you crack the throttle just a little bit to adjust, you're going to lose a ton of speed. So you got to be aggressive if you want to be a pole sitter today.
Good luck. He was 6th fastest earlier today in practice, Mike.
Thanks, Matt. Well, there's a couple of unlikely allies talking it over, getting ready to qualify in Michigan.
Getting ready to qualify in Michigan, always a fun time. You know, as fast as we're going to get going here. Last year we saw upwards of 220, so maybe we can make it back here with the weather cooling down, so it should be a lot of fun.
Well, it's his home track, and he finished 3rd here in the summertime race. I saw this kid standing up above the exit from the garage out to pit road. Evidently, he got a pass.
Hey, no better education than right here at a NASCAR race.
What'd you ever accomplish on the last day of school? Nothing.
I just hope his teacher doesn't see that.
Good for him. It's a great sign. All right, all cars have cleared inspection. Now there's
that's news right there.
All right.
Look at them all lined up and ready to go, ready to roar.
There's the qualifying format. 3 rounds of knockout qualifying. Fastest 24 advance from round 1. Half of them get into the final round to run for the Busch pole.
You know what they're doing? They're hurrying up to get to the end of pit road so they can pull over and wait.
Not all of them.
Yeah,
not Matt Kenseth.
1 taker. Now 2.
Well, and remember, last week in Pocono qualifying, the track conditions surprised some drivers and teams, and what happened was they went out and they really missed the setup, and they waited too long in that first round and didn't have enough time to go out and get that good lap in to move to round 2.
Well, you got Matt Kenseth, he's out there in the 6th car. Here comes Kevin Harvick in the 4. I mean, these are a couple of veterans here. I think the 42's coming out. There's the 88 coming out.
We're going to have 7 cars on track to start this session.
And then really and truly, you kind of want to give yourself a little bit of a gap here, I guess, so you're not distracted with 200 and whatever miles an hour into turn 1.
200 and whatever. That's a good number. Now, the weather was threatening, but what was going to be a storm over the track has moved off to the northeast, and there's nothing behind it. So we should get the entire 3 rounds of qualifying in. I'm not a weatherman. I don't play one on TV, but that's what I'm expecting.
At 220 miles an hour, you know the vortex today is working great.
Harvick into turn 3, coming to speed at 215 miles an hour.
And that's not the fastest part of the racetrack.
No.
Hey, that's the short shoot. Here you go. They can get her wound up right here.
Kenseth 36.04.
I don't even want to. What is it going to be?
Harvick 35.50.
Now that's real close to what Ryan Blaney ran in practice.
Oh my gosh.
202.
Bowman 35.87.
What's the record here? 34.85, I think, at 2:06 by our friend over here.
I had a lot more spoiler in the back of that car. And more power.
Oh, Holy cow.
Corey LaJoie, 37.41. Stenhouse, 35.96.
But you know, Jeff, you talk about that. Here's 35.5, and the record's 34.8, so it's not that far off.
You know, going out early may have been an advantage because the sun has just popped out.
And I think that may have been why some teams like Kevin Harvick and Matt Kenseth rushed to get out there. They saw an opening in the clouds where that sun was going to come through, and this track is very temperature sensitive.
You know, guys, a lot of times in the first round, you'll see some drivers maybe try to save a little bit for round 2 and round 3. I don't think you can save anything here because you're almost running around here wide open as it is.
Harvick, 202.8 miles an hour. Wow.
That is so fast.
Regan Smith.
Hey, just to follow up on what you guys were talking about, Mike, it feels like it picked up 15 degrees almost instantly when that sun just popped out. So very warm down here on pit road right now all of a sudden.
And when you're going through these long sweeping corners, that temperature that goes up, that just creates less grip for these tires and cars to grip to. It makes for a very long corner, and you'll have your hands full if you lose any traction.
Well, I think it's like Rodney Children. I mean, those guys, they know the weather, they know the tires, they know the track conditions, and they know when they're at their best. Hit the track right now. Go. I don't think I really don't have to tell anybody to go here.
Almirola third, and of the drivers that have run recently, he is the quickest.
202.8 right now, and again the record 206.5. So I mean, it's not that far off of the record with a car that's a lot different than what you set the record in.
Here you just got to talk your foot into disconnecting from your brain.
Well, we had a procast during practice. William Byron, who's never been here in a Cup car, he said, well, I've never been here, but I guess we'll just go out there, go off into turn 1 at 215 miles an hour and see what happens.
See if it sticks.
See if it sticks. Oh my gosh, what a leap of faith. But that's what they do.
That's a lot of confidence. That's
great
what
lap
it takes.
for Chris Buescher, 9th fastest, 36.08. Byron, 36.11. Kyle Larson, unbeatable at Michigan, going for 4 in a row.
You can see the disappointment right there.
Yeah, that was
his hand. He was not happy about that lap.
Way off the pace there, 36.18.
6:18, 14th. That may not be safe to get through to round 2.
You know, Mike, that's the thing about a streak. When you come here, he's won 3 races, going for 4 in a row. And you always worry about how long will the streak last? You know, am I going to go back there this time and will I be able to win, or is this going to be one of those weekends when nothing works?
And Paul Menard keeping the Wood Brothers streak alive. They run so good here at this racetrack, and he's 4th right now.
I think David Pearson, I think he's driving a 21 car. What has he got, 9 poles?
9 wins.
9 wins here. Yeah.
Len Wood told me they were at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn yesterday, he and his brother Eddie, and he said he saw his 2 favorite race cars, the one that won the Daytona 500 in 2011 and the Jim Clark Indy car that his father, Glenn, and Uncle Leonard pitted going to victory at Indy.
9 wins for David Pearson, but 10 poles. Woo. He liked this track, didn't he?
Yes, and it liked him.
And every time we'd come here and he'd win the pole, you'd think in practice, no way. They're not even close today.
Didn't have to be.
And he'd pick it right up.
Boy, look at that commitment from our visor camera, Daniel Suarez into turn 3.
Look how smooth his hand. Remember in practice, watch his hands, how he was really fighting the wheel? So much smoother here in qualifying.
Blaney 2nd, so the Ford people would like you to note that the top 4 spots on the board, I mean, they really pull out all the stops when they come to Michigan. It's right in Detroit's backyard here. It's very, very important, not only to the Ford family, but everybody who builds cars or works in the automotive industry in what is still America's Motor City.
And back in the day, we'd come up here for Fan Day, and we'd go to all to the manufacturing plants, facilities, sign autographs. Keselowski up to 3rd.
Add another Ford to our
top 5.
5 now.
That'll be 5 and 7 of the top 9.
Now here's a Chevrolet Chase Elliott that showed some speed in practice, has had good success here at Michigan. 10th. Teammate Bowman up there in 6th.
Newcomer Garrett Smithley, you saw there in the 99. This will be his first Cup appearance. Couple of Stewart-Haas cars. Clint Boyer, Kurt Busch.
Right now, Mike, I mean, the 11's been out, the 78's been out, but right now we don't have any Toyotas in the top 10. 12th, I think, is the best Toyota we got here with Hamlin.
And Kyle Busch has not yet run. All the other Toyotas have been out. But it's only round 1, right?
Exactly.
Save a little, right?
Yep.
For that round 2.
Well, there goes Kurt Busch, and that will now give Ford 8 of the top 10 positions, with the best Chevrolet 6th and the best Toyota 13th.
Woo. Jimmy's car looked a little abrupt getting off in the corner right there.
Top 12 all over 200 miles an hour. Kyle Larson is on the bubble. Jimmy Johnson can knock him out of round 2 right here.
Saw a little haze off the left rear tire. A little smoke. Just
really
turned in.
Yeah, it really
one.
turned in quick. It turned in quick into 1. Car looks a little bit free to me.
You know, Mike, Jamie McMurray, Kyle Larson's teammate, that one car sitting 20th. They're going to have to be on go, I think, to maybe make a second run here possibly.
I think you're right, Larry. 7 cars have yet to post a time.
Yeah,
and Larson holds the bubble. Johnson 2 1/1000ths slower than Kyle Larson.
Yeah, Jimmy's car just didn't look comfortable to me. I watched him drive that whole lap, and it just looked a little free.
4 drivers to go. Can Kyle Busch knock out Kyle Larson?
Well, if practice is any indication, yes, he was very fast in practice.
Come on, we're building a little suspense here, all right?
Well, hey, I think that's some suspense.
But Mike, you're right. I don't think Chris Buescher in that 37 has anything to worry about with 4.5 minutes to go.
But we've seen, and we saw this last week, where all of a sudden there's 10 cars that go on track or 6 cars that go on track, and they start knocking the lap times down, and you got to be prepared for that. So I don't think he has any intentions of going on track. They're just getting themselves prepared in case a bunch of cars that can beat them decide to go.
And Jeff, you'll need to be rolling. You see the clock there. You will need to be rolling pit road around 35 to 37 seconds to get a lap started.
Now, everyone has made a lap on the clock except the 15 of Ross Chastain. He'll be the 39th and final driver to make their first run.
I saw the 18 bunch. So they are hustling. They're going to go back out, or they're going to get in a position to go back out. I saw the tire man hustling around getting the tire pressure set. And I'm pretty sure they're probably going to get down there and get ready to make a run if they have to.
Casey Kane is at the end of pit road. He's currently 29th. Here comes Bubba Wallace. David Reagan rolling out.
Well, think about that. We know Larson, he's going to go back out. Probably Allmendinger, because he's 24th. He probably feels like he's going to get knocked down by maybe a Johnson or a Larson. You've got Bubba Wallace. Casey Kane could possibly go back out and improve. So I think you're going to see quite a few cars improve on this next run.
Here goes a 42.
All right, Chastain will not make the top 24. Completes his run in 32nd position.
Casey Kane, I mean, there's a chance. Bubba Wallace, there's a chance.
Wallace currently 28th. Kane 29th. Allmendinger's rolling in the pit lane. He is the bubble car right now.
Yeah, we're coming up on 2.5 minutes, getting down to it.
Well, here comes Corey LaJoie. He's going to make another run.
Casey Kane was looking really good. Got a little bit wide.
Way wide.
Bubba's going to be close. Yep, going the other way now.
Yeah, I think Casey's having to abandon this run.
I think what happens, Jeff, after you've been out and you got heat in the tires, you can get through 1 and 2 pretty good, but then the car just gives up when you get to 3 and 4.
Well, he got through 3. Casey Kane got through 3 and 4, got to the line and into 1 really good.
Yeah.
Probably too good, because once he got there, it didn't stick.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson's rolled to the end of pit lane.
Now this is going to be really close for Bubba Wallace. Oh, he was looking really good. I don't know what happened in the middle of 3 and 4.
Took off, went up the hill.
But he was looking really good right there. He's within 4.5 tenths, and if he had maintained that was going to do it.
Well, he's 3.5 tenths slower. There's Johnson waiting. Here's Reagan coming. This will be quite a blow to Kyle Larson if he doesn't transfer, because in Larson's 3 consecutive wins, he started 12th, pole, and 9th.
I don't think he's going to make it. It looked like he was out of the throttle and up the racetrack in 1 and 2. Unless he has an amazing 3 and 4 here. I think they just really missed the balance.
Nope. Whoa.
Hey, Michael McDowell might bump in here.
McDowell's 21st.
Larson misses by 1 spot, by 1/100th of a second. But Michael McDowell is coming, and he may knock A.J. Allmendinger out of the top 24.
Man, right off of turn 4. Lost a little bit of time.
Now let me correct, McDowell is in.
Yeah.
He is 21st, so Allmendinger holds on to the bubble. Here's the dinger.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys just really expected more cars to pick up, but I think the track was really good at the beginning of practice.
I think here's a guy that, you know, you gotta believe that Jimmy Johnson can make the top 24 here, but I do believe now that Kyle Busch is safe.
All Jimmy needs is 100th of a second.
Yeah, sorry, I said practice. I meant the beginning of this qualifying session. The track conditions were the absolute best to be out there to put down a good lap. And I think that's why it surprised a few of these other competitors as they went out later when the sun came out and the track conditions went up.
Allmendinger, let's see if he picks up on the bubble spot. He's a 10th slower.
Jimmy's he's right on the fence here. See what he does.
3 cars on track as time expires to start that final lap.
Yeah, he's gaining on
I
it.
think he's going to be okay. It's going to be mighty close. Does he do it?
Yes, 15th for Jimmy Johnson, 36.04.
You saw Suarez right there with him. Suarez got bumped down to 24th, but they had to commit to get out there and try to make a lap.
You're right, Larry. Suarez was out there to come around, but he will hold the final spot. Fastest, Kevin Harvick. How many times do we need to say that?
Surprise!
Kyle Larson's road to 4 wins in a row at Michigan just got a little more difficult. He fails to transfer to the second round. He is 26th fastest behind A.J. Allmendinger. And here is how the back half of the field is set in knockout qualifying, with 39 drivers to start on Sunday. Round 2 coming up. Here's Matt Yoakum.
Mike, certainly the shock of the day. Kyle Larson will start P26. Worst start since the Daytona 500 back in February. What happened?
Our car's just been pretty far off, I feel like, all day. Just really tight. I don't really feel like I can turn the wheel very far either. So I don't know why that is, but we got some smart people in our race trailer and on our race team that'll get it worked out, and we'll get some laps tomorrow and hopefully be better.
All right, good luck on the rebound. Regan?
Bubba Wallace, 28th after qualifying today. Bubba, we saw you make a second run to go out there and try and bump yourself in, but bailed out at the very end of that run. What happened at the end of that run?
Yeah, we've been struggling being on the tight side in our Meyer Chevrolet. And we've been creeping up on it. And I made a joke in practice about 10 more runs, we'll finally get to where we need to be. And we kept picking up a 10th each and every run. We picked up another 10th our first run out. Still wasn't good enough, but still struggled with being tight. We tried to, go pretty big there for at least qualifying, and still had those tendencies of just kind of blowing through the front tires. So we're trying to figure it out. This sport produces a lot of humbling days, and this is one of them.
Well, 10 more runs is good news, guys. He's got 2 practices tomorrow. I'm sure they can get 10 more runs in tomorrow.
Thanks, Regan. 24 drivers will transfer to round 2. Look at all those blue ovals in the top 10. Alex Bowman is the fastest Chevrolet in 6th, and the quickest Toyota, Denny Hamlin, in 13th.
I think all those one-lappers, except when you get to that guy that's 15th, he's got 3 laps on his chart. Jimmy Johnson, you go down there to McDowell, he's got 3 on his. Suarez got 2 on his. 1 lap's what you want.
A.J. Allmendinger misses by 2/100ths of a second. His teammate, Chris Buescher, advances from 18th position. Yes, the party rolls on in Michigan. A little pedal power here. Tickets available and campsites for this weekend's races at Michigan. Big day Saturday and Sunday. There's the website. There's the toll-free phone number that you can call to come join us here in the Irish Hills.
You want to see that? No way they could go how fast into turn 1?
Okay, show me.
Oh boy, look at this.
Wow.
219 miles an hour.
And I think they're going to pick it up a little bit this round. That cloud cover's starting to come back in a little bit.
That's very
Left
excellent.
a little bit on the table.
209, that just blows my mind.
Yeah, you heard Eric Jones say about 220. Later today in a non-televised event, you've heard of the Bob Hope Open? Well, the Fox staff is going to play in the Barry Landis Closed. We're going to tear up a local golf course. Hopefully they'll have it fixed by tomorrow for the locals. Film at 11. And we'll have details tomorrow during practice.
They say you got to use the clubs that they have there. You know, you got to use rental clubs.
Right. And the pencil wedge.
Oh,
that eraser.
You can't bring your own pencil wedge? How about
bring your own pencil?
How about your foot wedge? Can you bring that?
I know you will.
I was the greenskeeper's best friend, and I chose that I'm not going to be able to tear up those greens.
Yeah, that little kick step.
I like that.
Yeah.
So they supply us with everything. We just show up.
Right. And bring money.
Sounds interesting to me.
Okay.
Bring money.
Sounds like a case of my drinking team has a golfing problem.
Yeah, no kidding.
You're right. All right. Kurt Busch is right out there.
Let's see what he can get off it. Let's see how fast he can get down.
He's already 2:08 at the start-finish line.
Oh, my goodness. 219.
Just tick 219.
Yep.
That is just... That is, now listen, that is ludicrous. I just want you to know.
And he's the fellow who says that. That's probably as often as Elon Musk.
Yeah.
214 into turn 3.
Man, that is getting...
Well, he's got our attention.
This should be a really nice lap.
You know, he won here. What was it, that race where I think it rained so hard? I think he wound up winning that race not too long ago, 3 years ago.
35.68. That's 0.3 faster than round 1. Martin Truex 36.07, same as round 1.
California winner, Truex.
Matt Kenseth 36.03, same as round 1.
Harvick again putting together a great lap, already over 2/10 up to Kurt Busch.
Oh, Harvick 35.45. He picked up half a tenth.
Yeah, but you know what? Look at Matt Kenseth. I mean, look where he is.
That tells me Harvick wasn't holding anything back in round 1.
Joey Logano 35.70. He picked up almost a tenth. Eric Almirola.
And that speed that we talked about, that 219, that's a combination of drag horsepower and how you got off of turn 4 to come and take the green. The better you get off to turn 4, the more mile per hour you'll have going into turn 1.
Brad Keselowski is third. He picked up half a tenth from the first round. Business is picking up.
I just can't believe that one of our cars can go that fast on this racetrack.
With that little small spoiler, doesn't surprise me they go that fast down the straightaway, but to maintain the speed that they maintain through the center of the corner, that does shock me.
And that incredible grip, incredible side force, everything is maxed out to its max.
Denny Hamlin half a tenth off. Alex Bowman lost 2/10 from round 1. Clint Boyer is 2/10 quicker than round 1 in 5th.
Mike, 7 Fords so far. Byron just jumped up to 7th in his Chevrolet.
Yep, 7 out of 8.
The blue ovals are just killing it right now.
And I think the key is going to be, you're going to have to be a little bit faster than you were in round 1, for some more than others. But if you're going to make it to round 2, I think you're going to have to pick up. And unfortunately for Alex Bowman, he lost a little bit of time, and so did Denny Hamlin. And Truex was about the same as he was, so I don't see them making it to the next round.
All right, McMurray is on the bubble. Bumping begins now. Menard 8th. That bunks McMurray. Truex on the bubble.
Well,
and Menard 9th now. Elliott 7th. That bumps Truex. Hamlin's on the bubble. Hamlin's gone. Bowman to the bubble.
This just shows you how good of a lap Kevin Harvick put together.
Eric Jones to 7th. That knocks out Bowman. It's Matt Kenseth on the bubble now.
Yeah, that's a 203 mile an hour average lap around this joint. That's pretty amazing. 203 average, Mike. That's not.
Yes.
219 into the corner, 203 around the racetrack.
So Matt Kenseth, the 36.03 is in jeopardy with 5.5 minutes to go, and 8 drivers still to post their first lap of round 2. It looks like all 3 of these drivers may bump in.
I think it must have, the track must be a little cooler than it was. These speeds have picked up pretty consistently across the board here.
Well, and I think these tires, having one lap, if you get a little bit of temperature in them, then you come back down pit road, adjust your air pressures, adjust the car a little bit. Now you know what the grip level is or what the balance is. You seem to be able to go back out here the second time and pick up speed.
So Newman bumps Kenseth, Austin Dillon bumps Menard, Chris Buescher 2 spots away. Even though he was a 10th faster than he was in round 1, he's not in the top dozen. Austin Dillon on the bubble.
Nice apex through 1 and 2 with Suarez being able to pick the throttle up really nice and early, carry some good speed down that back straightaway. You heard that little slight hesitation.
Little late.
He needed to be up to complete that throttle if he was going to transfer through.
11 of the 12 fastest picked up in round 2. Suarez does not. 18th. Even though he was a 10th of a second faster than the first round, not fast enough to bump in. So Austin Dillon hangs on to 12th with 4 drivers left to make their first run.
And you see Jimmy Johnson sitting on pit road right now. Remember, he made it through that first round very late, and so there was a lot of temperature in the tires and the water temp, and they had to get that out of it to give him the best opportunities. So that's why he's there waiting as long as possible.
Guys, I would wait because you're only going to get one shot, and that sun is gone, so the track temp is definitely coming down right now.
Yep.
Adding a little tape or a cover in this case.
Yeah, they're just covering up their brake ducts there. I think that's what that is.
Had that open for cooling while the car was parked.
Yeah, they have fans in there, and so when they turn those fans on to make sure that it can flow the air through there as best as possible, they open that up.
So Austin Dillon is on the bump spot, 35.94, half a tenth faster than round 1. Kyle Busch on a slow roll down pit road.
Really curious to see if he was just over conservative in that first round. He was perplexed about the speed. He didn't quite understand a little cat and mouse game here between Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Kyle Busch. But I'm just wondering if we know this car has speed in it. We saw it in practice. If he's going to be more aggressive here to get that speed out of it, or have the others just picked up that much since practice?
Well, you heard him say, he said, I don't know what could be wrong. He said the car felt great. But staying in a little bit longer, getting in a little bit quicker, and then you're right there. So that's what he's going to have to do.
Busch, Johnson, McDowell, Denny Hamlin rolling down to set up for a second try.
So in practice earlier, Kyle ran a 35.65, which if he did that again right now, that put him 3rd. Well, he's looking really good through 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I think he found some of that speed he was missing.
It's amazing how you just think you've done all you can do, and then you go out and you try a little harder and you get a great lap. I think he's going to the pole.
He's trying a little too hard down here in 3 and 4.
No, he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be first. He's trying, I know that.
Second,
35.63.
He picked up half a second from round 1. Stenhouse is in, 35.87. That means Austin Dillon and William Byron are out.
Here goes Jimmy Johnson. Let's see if he was holding anything back.
You already see already a little bit off.
Yeah, look,
of
the
turn
car
4 into 1.
That car bottomed out a little bit going into 1. I saw a little spark fly out of it, and then the left rear seemed to be rubbing through that. The car just sits a little nervous getting into the corner.
And you saw how it went green for a little bit. That means he carried a little extra speed into the corner, went into the green, but that cost him a little bit once he got to the middle of the corner.
He's making a real wide entry into the corner. I don't know if that's the car or him, but the car just doesn't look comfortable.
Bowman and Kenseth out for a second run, and Jimmy Johnson will not advance. 18th.
Whoa,
Oh, McDowell.
Oh, goodness. That
What
was
a
an
save.
incredible save. Good job.
At 200 miles per hour.
Oh, man. That thing snapped loose.
Chase Elliott on the bubble. 30 seconds to go to start a lap in this session.
Yeah, Bowman.
And Mike, Chase has pulled to the end of pit road, but it's too late. He can't get a lap started now if somebody beats him.
Well, here comes the 78. He's got a pretty good lap going.
Well, he did. Lost a little bit right there.
See if he got any.
3 and 4.
Got anything? Got anything?
I think Menard might be the real threat.
So time has expired to start a lap.
Menard's really.
He was good till he gets to exit of 4. See where he ends up here.
No.
Close. 35.
Hamlin's got a heck of a lap.
For Menard, misses it by 4/100ths.
Hamlin's looking good. Yeah.
Hamlin's in. He's 7th, 35.80. That bumps Chase Elliott. Almirola is on the bubble.
That's over.
Chase Elliott bumped in the final moments by Denny Hamlin.
Yep.
Kevin Harvick fastest again, half a tenth of a second faster than round 1. Kyle Busch, the big surprise, half a second faster than round 1. All 4 of the Hendrick Chevy drivers are going to find themselves within that positions 13 to 24 as they do not advance to the final round. Chase Elliott 13th, William Byron right with him, Jimmy Johnson back with Alex Bowman. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
Martin Truex will roll off 17th. We pretty much saw track conditions, temperatures yo-yo back to how they began in round 1. That upset the balance even more for your car?
No, I don't think so. We actually got it better the last round there. Just we're still way too tight, so we just missed it for qualifying today. We had, a short practice there this morning, and the track was really loose when we started practice, and we were way off there, and we got it better towards the end, and now we're way too tight. So just one of them days where we chased the balance a lot and definitely didn't hit it right for qualifying.
Thanks, Martin. Regan?
Chase Elliott's shown a lot of speed in recent weeks here. You came close to getting yourself in, bumped out at the very end. How frustrating is that?
I mean, you kind of make a decision. I think that we made the right one. The bad thing is if you go back out and run when you don't know for sure, you take a chance on putting another lap on your tires, and then, if you were to make it through, you're probably going to wind up 12th anyway. So, I think that's the right thing to do. If you're close and you think you have a chance, just, waiting it out and seeing if you make it. And if you do have another shot at it, great. If not, you were probably only going to be one spot better anyway. So, I'm proud of the effort. I feel like we've been better over the past couple weeks. I felt better about our car earlier in practice today. I felt like we had an opportunity to go faster than that. So, a little disappointed with 13th today.
Chase Elliott will start from the 7th row. The 12 fastest drivers will square off and run for the pole. Next. Track is open for the final round of qualifying. There are the fastest trap speeds into turn 1 from round 2. Pay close attention here because the last 8 Michigan Cup races that were not rain shortened were all won from a top 12 starting spot.
Tell you what I'm seeing about every week. These Fords, they handle on the straightaway better. And of course they get through the corners really well too, but having straightaway speed here is huge. We see 219 into the corner. That's just unbelievable.
Ryan Blaney had the fastest speed into turn 1 in both round 1 and round 2.
And we see that car every week qualify up near the front. We see the 4 up near the front. These cars just have a lot of speed on them. Doug Yates and that crowd, they have done their homework.
When I hear Kevin Harvick jump back in the throttle in the middle of the corner like that, and it sticks as good as it does, I say the engineers and aerodynamicists and driver did a pretty good job there too.
It's a sum of all the parts. Great driver, great crew chief, great car, great engine package, good aerodynamics. What else is there?
Boy, that car turns so good through the middle of 3 and 4. That's where most of them are getting tight. Look at Kurt Busch put up a lap.
35.40.
Woo!
He beat
7/100ths faster than Harvick. That's the fastest lap that's been run here since Jeff Gordon set the track record.
And like Darrell was saying, totally different race car and rules package. That's an impressive lap for these cars and the aerodynamics they have.
Keselowski to second.
That's a mid 203, 203.3.
And Blaney is quicker yet.
We know that 12 car is fast.
And not so much.
Ooh, lost a little bit through the center of 1 and 2. And that's where it really starts to show up down the back straightaway.
Yeah, that 35.4 by Kurt Busch, that's going to be hard to beat.
Oh, yeah.
You know what he's going to call it.
Oh, the 12 looked really wide.
Ludicrous speed. Blaney was 219.98 miles per hour into the corner, and he is fifth.
He needed to be 219.0.
This is coach too fast.
Eric Jones fifth.
I tell you, this guy right here has impressed the heck out of me. I mean, Newman's been qualifying pretty good the last several weeks, and the top 12 today. Nice job by him.
Yeah, right now the only Chevrolet in the top 12.
And of course, we know his history as a qualifier. He can qualify.
Yeah, he is a qualifying man.
Man, he is.
And what that is, that's knowing where the limit of the car is, getting the balance right from practice to qualifying, making good adjustments throughout the rounds, and then really just committing to carrying as much speed into the corner and through the corner as possible. So obviously Ryan Newman has still, all the years he's been in this sport, still has a great knack for that.
He is seventh. 4 drivers to go.
See Kyle Busch just 4 500ths off of Kurt Busch right now. Bringing it back. Look at this run he's got off of turn 4.
He got up a little high.
This is going to be close.
It's going to be pretty close. He got a little high off 4. I don't know if it's going to cost him or not. Yeah, it cost him a teeny bit.
Breaks up the Ford party in third.
Yep.
And there's Hamlin finishing up.
They're already high-fiving each other.
yeah. Stenhouse just took the green. They're 14 to Boyer's rolling out. It's not over yet.
Hamlin 8th.
Boyer and up 10th.
And his teammate Eric Almirola. Don't count him out.
And these will be the final 2. Boyer out for another try. Not sure he'll get there. Stenhouse 6th. Good run.
Nice run.
Clint Boyer just crossed the line to be the last car to make a lap.
Almirola 6th.
Yeah,
so that's 6 of the first 7 for Ford. Second run for Boyer.
Yeah, I was going to say, I doubt whether Boyer can pick up any time here. Already Kurt Busch celebrating, knowing good chance that Clint Boyer, second time out, doesn't have the grip in those tires to pick up.
So Boyer finishes it off. And Kurt Busch has won the Busch pole. No relation.